Leeds.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Imagine not being Leeds. I've just come off doing the Just Joe football show, the final word. It was amazing to be on there with Lockie, Joe and Evie. Phone battery dying just before I had a chance to speak about the channel when there's 1,500 people watching. A bit disappointed how that ended, but I didn't expect 75% battery to run out. So you live and learn. I'm new to all this, so yeah, I get to grips with that side a little bit amateurish, but I enjoyed doing it anyway, and I hope I presented myself well. So yeah, if you could stick a like on the video, please, and subscribe if you aren't subscribed. I'd really appreciate that, and turn your notification bell on so when I put new videos out like this, you can you know when they're on and you can come watch it. So yeah, this is just a review of the Leeds and Coventry game. Obviously, you know what happened. It was 3-0 Leeds. I just want to touch on a few things. Obviously, the goals come from Nonto, Bogle, and Pirot as a late substitute again. I thought Farker got everything right tactically. I think the way we moved the ball was so much quicker. The build-up wasn't as laboured as it has been at points this season. Even though I feel certain games you need to play that way to try and entice the opposition to come away from their own goal. I think that first, let's be fair, opening 15 minutes we fly out the blocks. We tend to do it every game. It's no secret. Leeds come at you all guns blazing pretty much from the off. Every game this season we tend to have chance after chance after chance. I think the difference with this game is I think it was 16th, 17th minute we got the goal. We got the opener, which was so well worked. I think it was 14 or 15 passes in build up for it. We went back to Rodon and Strauch a couple of times within that sequence of passes, which even near me where I was sat in the East Upper, there were a few moans and groans that had gone back a few times, but there was purpose to that build up. It ended up where it went inside to Aronson, and Aronson, one touch move straight out of his body, really quick forward thinking, straight out to Firpo, whipped a wonderful first time ball across, and not know it that first time, let it run across his body, and there was just no stopping that. It was an unbelievable finish. But you could just see from off there was that intensity, which we've been starting with most games. And I think first half we carried that through. I think obviously it got a bit stop-start with Ampadu getting injured, but I think that first half was really, really good football. We had plenty of chances. Ramazani had a really good chance. The keeper had a really good save with Gruev. There was a ball over at top. I think it was from Gruev. And it led to keeper coming off his line, and they cleared it, and then Gruev hit one from distance. The keeper got back and made a good save, because that was heading in. That'd have been a goal of the season contender straight there. But yeah, I think everything about that first half was exciting, just how you'd want Leeds to play. And yeah, I think got a spot on. Ampadu getting injured is not ideal. I mean, we've got covered in that area now, and I think when Tanaka came on, you saw why everyone's raving about him. I'm a big Gruev fan, by the way. I think it's an hard one, because I think ultimately Tanaka will end up in this side. A little bit like last year when Kamara was starting with Ampadu and Gruev on bench, and he wasn't really going to get a look in until there was an injury, and it turned out Farker didn't really have to make that call, did he? Strauch got injured, Ampadu went to centre half, and like I say, Gruev started getting minutes, and he sort of kept that spot all season. And I wonder what's going to happen in this situation, because I assume Ampadu will be out for Tuesday, potentially Friday, and then he's got a few weeks to get right. But if he is out for a couple of games, you'd assume that's Tanaka getting these games. What happens when Ampadu comes back, I don't know, because Fark will have to make a decision, and I do think he's a big fan of Gruev. But after seeing, a good 45 minutes of 15 minutes of Tanaka, I do think when he's in, he's going to be undroppable, to be honest. I think he's everything. I was very surprised to see, like Evie mentioned on the final word there, just how when he came on Tanaka, we all thought Tanaka were the more advancing of the two, and Gruev would say it actually was the way around. Gruev pushed forward and we're playing high up into Coventry's half, and Tanaka was sort of that back laying playmaker. He was a pre-assist to the Pirro goal in the second half with a fabulous ball. But yeah, I thought second half we come out, we looked quite nervy for opening 5 minutes. A couple of dodgy passes to Melier, looked a bit clunky at back. But then same thing again, we got another early goal, which just settled us down again. I think that's a bit of a theme for this game. Is I believe even when Farke has been getting his stick and a lot of people have been saying we've been playing slow build up and it hasn't been good to watch. Yeah, it has been, but I do think a lot of possession, this build up, it might be slow, but I do think it's it has got purpose, and we're still creating a lot of big chances per game. I think the difference in this game is we put them away, like early first half goal, early second half goal. All of a sudden you're 2 up and you're sort of cruising, and yeah, what a fantastic goal by Bogle. I mean, Ramazani is well on his way to be my favourite player. Unbelievable pass. When he first did it, it didn't look hard enough. It looked like he hadn't connected to a ball hard enough, and turned out, what do I know? It was perfect. Didn't have to break stride. Bogle through one goal. Nice low and out to keeper's bottom right. How he could do a parry in it was a fantastic goal, and that was an unbelievable finish by Bogle. To be fair to him, up and down that right hand side all day, he played fantastic. But yeah, I mean, after that, we sort of we'll let Coventry come on to us a little bit. We knew we could let them have the ball. It's what I liked about this game, and also the Cardiff game. We haven't wasted much energy. I think we've got 6 points, 5 goals, 2 clean sheets, without really getting out of first gear against Cardiff. I mean, this one we went through gears a little bit, but maybe still only in third gear, if that. Really, really good to see us get those early goals and be able to take us foot off gas a little bit. Some of the fans got a little bit nervy, I suppose, because you can see Coventry coming onto us, but they had a lot of ball, but they weren't really creating much. Melier didn't really have to make any saves. I think in Championship, it's still a decent level. You are going to struggle against a team like Coventry to have all the ball all the time, and it turned out they ended up with the majority share of the possession at the end of the game. So when you look at it like that, when you think Leeds dominate the ball, it was a bit of a switch in this one by full time. They'd actually had the ball more than we had, but we created three chances to put the ball back in net more than they did, and we executed them, which is usually the other way around. But I think everything was just spot on. And as that game becomes stretched, they had the ball a lot more. They're advancing up, trying to get that goal. They can't sit in deep for 90 minutes like they're probably wanting to do. They'd have loved a 0-0 getting away from Ellery over point. But obviously, when they're 2 down the chasing game, the game becomes a bit more stretched. They make a few subs, try to impact the game. And as we've seen the last couple of weeks now, Pirro off the bench is deadly. I think he's scored 3 in 3 sub appearances. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you can correct me in comments on this one, but I'm pretty sure it's 3 shots, 3 goals, not just 3 games, 3 goals. I don't think he's missed from his previous 3 shots. So that's a deadly weapon off a bench. And just go back to that ball by Tanaka. Unreal pass over to right hand side for Willie to run onto, and composure and onto. He looks a different player. Now all of a sudden he's looking fantastic, and he takes it to edge of box and just plays a beautiful pass. And again, Pirro doesn't have to break stride. It's just really nice, neat, tidy football, and straight into keeper again. And good old Biscuit wrist can't keep that one out either. And Pirro, yeah, he's really pushing for that start now. So we've got really good options there. I just want to touch on Nonto and Aronson. I really like what I see from them too. I mean, that front 4 for me, even if everyone's fit, and I'm a big Dan James fan, I know Solomon's an outstanding talent as well, injuries permitting, but I think that front 4 as it is perfect for how we want to play. I think we've been crying out for the 10. We were disappointed as a fan base we didn't get a 10 in January, and I think we sort of forget that we've got a 10 in Aronson sometimes, and he's had a couple of chances this season, had more goals and more assists, and they haven't quite come off. But I think, 2 goals, 2 assists in 7 games, I think it is, or 2 goals, 1 assist, and he was so lively. He was so lively on Saturday. I'd say that's Aronson's best game since Chelsea in Premier League, and I'd even say that was Nonto's, especially first half. That was Nonto's best game since Scum away in Premier League as well. If them two can play in that vein of form going forward, it's scary to think where we could end up, because that were good. That and Ramazani, I just want to touch that left hand side. It's a bit of a bold claim, because you can't really sum anyone up really until you look back at a history. So you can look at Cree Somerville last season, and because the season ends and he gets 20 plus goals and assists, you can comment on how good he is really. But with Ramazani, no, you can't really be seen to be comparing, because the season just started. You can't compare really till end of year and look at his numbers. But when you look at Ramazani, everyone said you can't replace Somerville. You can't replace a £40 million player with in the Championship with one player. You've got to buy two or three to compensate. And I do think the goals are coming from all areas of goals and assists. I mean, his wing backs are so high. We're getting goals and assists from Firpo, goals and assists from Bogle, Aronson in 10, Pirot, subs. So these goals are spread out across the team this year. But I do think when you're looking at a replacement for Somerville, I put my neck on line and say, he almost looks like a like-for-like swap for me. Like, just that one player. I think he's got everything you want in your winger. He's so mobile. He's low centre of gravity. You saw it first half. He's got a wicked shot on him. I think he's got more to his game than Somerville, and recency biased. And I know Somerville's left, and I'm a big Somerville fan, but that cutting back inside and hitting it with his right foot, predictable. Still couldn't stop it though, defenders. But I'm looking at Ramazani, and he's so unselfish. He tracks back. He were holding ball up for the size of him. He were holding, his wing back up. He were all over. He come into the centre. He switched sides. He looks tricky on both sides. He can go out wide and cross it with his left. He can cut back inside like Somerville did. I think, he's played. Yeah, he played. I think he had some charity minutes in a few games back, but he's played started the last two, and he's got a goal and an assist. If he carries on in that form, he'll get some of those numbers. I just feel it might not be highlighted as much because we don't need to go down the left this season like we did last season. It was very much funneled down Somerville's side. This season, the focus doesn't have to be down the left, whether it's Solomon or Ramazani. It's sort of spread evenly. You can see as much attack down left as you can right this year, and I love that. Like a double threat, whereas you sort of knew patterns of play last year. Whether you could stop it or not, is another question. But I do think Ramazan is one hell of a player, and a bit of a bold claim there, I know, but I think he's going to do some serious numbers this season. I'm excited to see what he does in next 39 games. Hopefully he can stay as fit as Somerville did, because he was very dependable with injuries, and we know Solomon's probably going to be in and out of injuries, but I do think Ramazani right now will keep his spot regardless of Solomon or anybody else. So yeah, I do. I just think Sparky got it spot on. I thought the team up the levels, everything we're done with pace and intent, and it was definitely his best performance this season. I think the fans, within the ground would agree with that. The stadium, it was a nicer place to be. The way the team played didn't allow for many moments or lengths of periods of time where we were nervy. Really, getting those early goals both halves sort of settled us down, and we could have crack then with the Coventry fans and getting to that sort of side of it, which hasn't really happened much this season. So yeah, I'm really happy with that 3-0 win. A score that I predicted on my preview, by the way, and I predicted that Pirot would come on and score a goal. I also said that Joseph would score, and I keep saying that every week. 3-0 Joseph to score. That's sort of what I sort of feel most games, but I might have to stop tipping Joseph to score, and maybe he'll start scoring. But he's doing everything else right, and he really is. I mean, I sit in East Upper, like I say, and I prefer that just for view. Atmosphere isn't as good as it is behind goals, I know, but the view you get, you can sort of see everything from up there, and his movement is on the defender's shoulder all the time. He's looking for that ball over, which we don't tend to play very often, and we did a couple of times on Saturday. We switched it up a bit, but it's always on defender's shoulders, always running channels, can drop deep, can hold it off. 1-2s. His passing for a striker is pretty neat and tidy. He don't lose it that much. Brings others into the game. He's so unselfish. I think he's one of those strikers who he'll finish better when it's instinctive, a bit like the Hull goal when Solomon whipped it in. He didn't have time to think; it would just get to near post and get a touch on it, and it flew in. I think he only had an half chance in this game where the defence sort of peeled open and he sort of ran to edge area and hit one, but the keeper tipped it over. But outside that, he didn't miss any sitters. He didn't do he didn't really have many chances, to be fair. He did everything you'd want from him and more, to be fair. And the only question is, with Pinot getting 3 goals in 3 sub appearances and us having to play Tuesday, Friday, does Pinot potentially get a chance to start? We all sort of know how that story goes, but it looks deadly at the minute. If he gets half a chance, he's putting it away, Pinot. So there's a discussion to be had there. But I do think Tuesday, I'll have a preview coming out for that tomorrow night. But I do think it'll be unchanged bar injuries like Ampadu, and we'll go to Norwich and hopefully do business. So yeah, please like the video if you like it. If you like this fat lad waffling on and you don't think I'm an idiot, stick a like on it. It'd be very much appreciated. I'm just getting stuck into this, and hopefully the videos will get better as I go. But yeah, get any feedback, constructive criticism, or positive comments will make me day. So much appreciated, guys. Thanks for listening. Take care.